gozaimasu, Mae-san here. Today I'm going to be doing my top 5 BL anime because number 1, I love BL and number 2, the reason why I'm filming today is because I actually really like my hair today. I think I look real cute. So I just want to show people funny. That's really what this video is about, me. Anyway. But I figured while I'm here, I might as well do my top 5. Why top 5? Why not top 10? Like, you know, it would make way more sense because I actually haven't got this video planned out properly. Haven't finished creating my top 10 because I still haven't found 10 of my favorite BL animes because, you know, I find it really hard to find BL animes that are actually like proper length series, which is what I'm trying to convince you guys to watch really. So I haven't been able to find 10 that I recommend to people. There's 10 that I have watched, but I wouldn't recommend some of them. So the titles are in Japanese most of the time, and I am gonna botch a few of these, so please be mindful that I'm not Japanese. I don't speak Japanese, but I really want to learn how to speak Japanese. This is perfect training for me. So the reason why I watch BL is because, and I will not stress this enough, if you watch normal romance, so male and female, sometimes you'll find that the animes are very similar, especially in all the school romances and things like that. They become really repetitive. All the storylines, whether it's a love triangle, you know, one guy and he's got all these girls around him or whatever. And when he does finally get a girlfriend or when she finally gets a boyfriend, I find that nothing really happens. That their relationship doesn't really progress and it's just conflicts within school groups or in friendship groups. But I find BL to be more romantic than normal boy and girl romances. They're not as relationship orientated. Whereas BL, it's just boom, it's juicy. Like it's everything that you want in an anime. In a romance anime. Sorry, not in a anime, in a romance anime. So, number 5, that's 10. Number 5, Sekaiichi Hatsukoi Code. I've got my laptop over here, so if I'm looking this way, it's like, that's why I'm reading off I created a PowerPoint presentation actually, so I'm reading that because I don't want to get the plots confused in my head and whatnot. So yeah, this one is really, really good, and what I will tell you about it is it's quite similar to Junjo Romantica, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. This one is mainly, okay, so it's like a literary editor that finds himself working for working for a publishing company.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Realistically, I think if I can remember correctly, without reading too much of the slide, it was a younger male who fell in love with the head of their publishing agents. Oh my god. I'm actually, the editor-in-chief manga division. Can't help but feel that he knows. Oh, you know what? I'm actually having a mind blank on this one. Please forgive me. Oh my god. So, god damn it, I can't remember. That's really shit. See, I rushed this video. I'm sorry for wrecking my own top 5. Okay, but it is my top 5 because it is a really good storyline. And like I said, it's very similar to Junjo Romantica. I don't know how to pronounce that one either. So I'm gonna move on because I've had a mind blank and my first actual video, so give me a break. I'm working through some things and I'm actually procrastinating. Got lots of assignments at the moment, so moving on. Okay, oh actually I won't move on. What am I talking about? I'll tell you the rest. Okay, so it's 1 season anime and it has 12 episodes, which is, you know, with this one I'm pretty sure I wanted a bit more, but this one is genuinely, it's definitely like Junjo Romantica, and I'm gonna keep referring to that one. I highly recommend both of them because they're very similar, and it's more of like your dominant role, whereas like the younger kind of naive, inexperienced boy. Yeah, and if you didn't actually know what BL stands for, it's boys love. Very, very simple. You can Google that. You don't need me. It's slice of life, comedy, and romance. It is funny, and same with, you know, romance that have other genres mixed in. I think it's better to have a little bit of comedy or something which makes it really cute and makes you want to attach to the characters. A storyline, and it's funny, or, you know, whatever. And a lot of them do have a storyline, whether the young boy wants to become, you know, a manga designer or a, you know, whatever. And he's starting his adult life in the work field, and he's trying to pick what he should do. And there's a mentor that's the older lover sort of thing. And that's what this one's pretty much like, if I can remember correctly. You know, a lot of these are actually really sad. So when I actually start thinking about them, I kind of get a little teary because they hit me on an emotional level. Number 4. So, Junjo Romantica. Mizaki-kun, he's the younger guy, he's the younger role, and he lives with his brother's best friend, and the older guy is he's like an erotic BL manga writer, like he's an author, and he lives with Mizaki-kun, and they start a relationship, but it's more kind of forced. It's not, okay, a lot of the ones like this, the younger guy actually isn't gay, but, but it's consensual, okay, it is, in the end it's consensual. In these sometimes in these in these animes. Another thing that's really good, I'm gonna skip ahead because I don't want to tell you too much about their relationship. Apart from he's younger, he lives with an older author, his brother's best friend, who writes stories about his fantasized romances with this younger boy. You know, their relationship is actually really quite humorous and lighthearted, but then serious, and I love the dramatic transition between the storyline. Another thing about this one, which I have to add, is it's not just about these two males' relationships. This one actually, it has, because it's 3 seasons, so 36 episodes, and this is why I really want you to watch this one, because if you're looking for an anime that's long enough to, because you know, you feel like you miss out when you watch animes that have 11, 12, 13, you know, 1 season episodes, that's like, sometimes it feels like you need more, and they leave you on a cliffhanger, but unfortunately for some reason they don't produce a 2nd season or 3rd or whatever. But this one has 3 seasons. I assume it was very popular when it first came out. What's really good about it is because later in the episodes you get introduced to, I believe it's 2 more individual BL romances, and it shows you their lives, so it can be really confusing because sometimes you like watch it and they all look really similar, all the guys, so it's like, is this such and such, or is this that's the only negative review I would say. But it's a really good one, and I do like it because it gives you 3 seasons. Who doesn't like 3 seasons? It's not too long, not too short, so I highly recommend that. And the other 2 romances are really similar to the first one, except one of the romances, the males are both roughly the same age. And another cool fact is they actually all live in the same world, so they see each other, like all 3 on the streets, which is kind of cool. I'm really rambling on like crazy. Okay, number 3, Super Lovers. Alright, now this is the most controversial one for me to add into this, okay, because it's a little bit not acceptable in other societies because it's a very odd concept. But if you can make it past the first 2 episodes of cringiness and is this really what this anime is about? Oh my god, I'm not watching this. If you can make it through the first 2 episodes, I recommend that you finish it because it's a really good series. So basically, Haru is the eldest brother of 2 twins, and his mother lives in Canada, and he goes over to visit her and meets this little boy named Ren. Now, Ren is probably like 10, 11 in the first episode, which makes you really start thinking, oh my god, this is weird. I don't like it, which is what I thought when I first watched the first episode. The reason why it's weird is because the overall romance is between Haru and Ren. Funnily enough, he goes to Canada and he meets this boy that his mother has adopted. So Haru's job is to make him into a person, make him eat at the dinner table, make him shower, make him whatever. So he treats him as a cutesy little brother and that he loves so much. But the weird thing is Haru is a little bit creepy. It's a little bit creepy, just a tad. Give or take. Anyway, Haru's parents, stepmom and dad, actually have a car accident and die. And he's in the car at the same time, loses his memory. So he has no recollection of who Ren is or the summer that he spent with him, raising him and turning him into a acceptable member of society. which is quite sad because there was a lot of promises made between the two in their bonds and their attempt to, you know, get closer in the first episode. Anyway, so as the episodes go on, Ren ages, right? He actually grows up, so, which makes it a little bit less non-acceptable, if that makes sense. It turns out his dad and his stepmother actually adopted Ren into their family as well. So he's actually registered as a son, as a legitimate son of their family, and comes over to live with Haru in Japan, which a whole bunch of things, like just, it's intense. But their relationship takes off pretty much where it sort of left off, even though Haru has no memory of their summer, and he just kind of accepts it. But he treats him the same, which is interesting, and over time gains his memory back and whatnot. At the end, in the middle of the anime, Ren is 16, I think, so he's still quite young when their romance progresses dramatically. So I guess it's still not, like I said, culturally accepted in some places, but it's a really good anime, so don't diss it until you watch it. At least watch it just so you can say you've watched it. But if it makes you really uncomfortable, don't watch it. But it is on my top 3. Top 5? God, I'm like dyslexic or something. It is on my top 5 because it is an amazing anime. It's actually on a higher rank in my personal level because it's actually such a good anime. The animation is amazing. The storyline is really interesting. A little bit on the creepy side, but if you can get past that, Ren doesn't look like a child as such at the end of the anime. So it is definitely one that's a little bit controversial in that retrospect because it is a lot younger ages. And by the time Haru is actually in Japan with Ren, he's a lot older, like a lot. Like he was easy, like nearly 19 or something when he came over to Canada first and then went back like a few years later. Like, yeah. So he is there is quite a big age gap. And that's what I'm saying. Usually in most BLs there is. But it's definitely one to watch, and I don't think you should diss it because it is actually really, really good. I quite like it. But I don't want to put it too low, shall I say, because my favourite's at the bottom. Too low in the rankings because it's something that not a lot of people would like. So but it's definitely one to watch, okay guys? Alright? Just listen, trust me. I've gone rambling about this one so much because it's just huge. So there's 2 seasons, 20 episodes. It is honestly a must watch. I recommend it. Now, number 2, Love Stage. Wish. I love Love Stage. Love Stage is actually the first BL I've ever watched. I actually watched it by accident. My mum bought it off eBay for me, thinking that the boy, that's, you know, more of the feminine role, was a girl because he looks a bit like a girl. He could pass as a girl. So mum's like, oh, this looks great. I'll buy it for my daughter. And that's how I got stuck on BL actually, because I watched that. And yeah, my life's changed ever since. So thanks, mum. Definitely, I wouldn't have probably watched BL without having watched this on accident. It's not something that I generally watch outside of anime. Anyway, so Love Stage is honestly awesome. I highly recommend it. So if I get into details about this one, I'll try and be a little bit quicker. So Izumi-kun he's an aspiring manga artist, although he's not very good, which is quite sad because his family is really, really big and they have heaps of famous roles or whatnot. They're all famous people basically, and he's being pushed to do acting. All right, guys, he wants to be a manga artist, but everyone shuns him and whatnot, which is really, really sad. And he also loves La La Lulu, which is so cringy, which is a animation character that he watches and is obsessed with so much. That's his love. That's his, you know, everything. He loves La La Lulu. But anyway, back when he was a kid, he was forced to play in a commercial called Happy Wedding with co-star Roma. He's actually a really talented actor in the future. And they play as Izumi dressed up as a girl because there was a girl that didn't make it or something. So Roma thinks that he's a girl all his life. And they do the commercial and whatnot. and it's very, very dramatic for Izumi because he's A, not a girl, and B, doesn't want to act. He's very, very camera shy, just shy in general, very introverted character. He gets persuaded to do the commercial and whatnot, and then he never does acting again, doesn't want to act. But 10 years later, Happy Wedding has an anniversary, and it's a wedding anniversary that they want to basically get the little girl and the little boy who called the bouquet in the original to have their wedding in the new commercial, which means Izumi has to be in that commercial as well. And Roma wants the exact girl to be in that commercial. It can't be no fake, alright y'all? He wants the original. But he doesn't know that Izumi is actually a boy. So that is very, very traumatic for Roma when he does find out, and it is the funniest thing ever. If you won't look at elephants the same, animated elephants, mind you, the same. Every time I see an elephant's face on a BL anime, I just laugh my face off because there are some really funny little things in this anime that you're gonna love if you watch it. Now, despite Roma hating that Izumi is actually a boy, he gets outraged. And although he makes all these mistakes at work and stuff, realizes he can't shake 10 years of love for Izumi, the beautiful girl that he loved all his life or whatever, and confesses that he still loves him even though he's a boy and not a girl. So their relationship is very, very interesting and quite it's quite sad in a way for Roma, because you realize how you can see the heart, the hatred and the sadness and all of that in Roma's, you know, character. And throughout the whole thing, he's basically being treated as a friend after they, you know, whatever, become associates with knowing that they're what gender each other are, you know what I mean? It is pretty hard for him, but it's a very, very comedic and amazing anime. I highly recommend it as my number 2. And what I did before, Wish, that is of this anime, and I'm going to get a tattoo soon of that exact thing on my ankle because why not? Anyway, that is actually from his brother. He is a musician, and his band is, I don't know, he's in this band and he does this thing. He's like, Wish, it's so cute. I love it so much. So yeah, I'm definitely getting that tattoo because why not? It's 1 season. That's the downside. And what's even worse is it's only 10 episodes. But with this anime, you don't feel like you're missing anything when you watch it. Like when, you know how sometimes you like need to see more episodes, this one, it's 10 is enough. It's enough. You know, all you gotta do, if you wanna watch more, just watch it again. That's what I did. Yeah, so it's actually a really, really good one. I highly recommend that one. It's my number 2. It leaves you, see the picture of the Wish? Okay. Alrighty, now it's time for my number 1. Takaichi! I'm being harassed for the sexiest man of the year. So, this is my number 1 favorite anime. And I'll tell you why. Takuta Saijo-san is an actor. And he's been acting for like 20, I think, years. He's a very profound actor. And he is voted by the public number 1 man I want to be hugged by. And he carries that title for like 2 years or something. Oh, 5 years. 5 years in a row. 5 years in a row. And then Junta Azumaya is a younger actor who's less experienced, but he's also really, really good. All of a sudden, Saijo-san sees in the paper that he is no longer number 1. He's actually 2nd place, which is absolutely ridiculous because he is number 1, right? Okay. So, but Junta unfortunately takes the lead. He's classified as number 1. So Saijo-san absolutely hates him. He's like envious or whatever, because, you know, it should be him. So their relationship starts off a little bit rocky. They get they go out drinking with the film crew or whatever for their movie, and Saijo actually gets so drunk that he tells Junta everything that he hates about him. You know, he's, you know, entitled, blah, blah, blah. And Junta Azumaya takes him back to his apartment, films everything he does, and then, you know, wakes him up, blah, 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 confesses his love for him, because he loves him. And it's honestly just such a great anime. This struck to my heart real deep, because there is some scenes in some episodes that are so intense and are so it is so perfect. And it's really quite sad, because there's some scenes where Junta is younger, but he's the dominant role, which is something that I don't normally see in BL that I have watched. Usually, you know, it's the younger that's inexperienced, whatnot, and the older is all whatever. But in this one as well, neither Saijo-san isn't gay, but of course Jutsu changes that, as in, which is consistent with most BL animes. Usually one of them, it starts off not being gay or anything like that, and then they, you know, just fall in love with the person, not necessarily the sexuality. So that excludes, you know, the whole stigma around not being gay, whatever. So yeah, it's actually so beautiful. But as actors, they can't express their actual feelings to the public, because idols aren't really supposed to have love interests or whatnot. And if they do, it's, you know, photos everywhere, and it's just honestly so good. It's such a good anime. And you know, there's this one episode that really breaks my heart. Like, you watch it and it just crushes you. Like, if you've had a relationship before, or you're in a relationship or whatnot, you will relate to this, even if this hasn't happened to you, and you're gonna cry your eyes out. I don't know, maybe it's just me, because I'm really emotional like that. But honestly, it is just my all-time favorite. They're co-stars, and the thing is about Saijo-san is he actually doesn't like Junta. He doesn't want to be with Junta, and he's, you know, Junta's actually a very possessive younger character, and basically sees Saijo-san as like his being, his human, his property, and doesn't want anyone else to have anything to do with him. So in that being said, it's really interesting. I love the way the roles are switched. It's a great animation. It's just damn. It has one season, 13 episodes, but as I said with Love Stage, it's one of those ones where you've seen enough you know, the storyline is solid enough for you not to need more. I mean, if they were good to give us more, I mean, you know, give us more. But then again, it's okay to just have that one season. Sometimes one season is all you really need to really appreciate an anime. And that's like this one, and same with Love Stage. I think more or less Love Stage, they could obviously, you know, they could easily add more on. I find a lot of animes, you know, where they cut it off, like that's the end. And, you know, you just think in your head, oh my god, they could have done this, they could do this, they could do that, they could give me way more seasons. But unfortunately they don't, because they need, you know, viewers at, you know, the time that it comes out. But people like me are probably the worst kind of people. I really don't like watching simulcasting, because I'm one of those people that likes to binge watch. I'll watch it in one night, maybe 2 or 3 at max. So I like to do things boom in one night. I hate once a week. So I don't really do any good to the, you know, anime community in getting the views when they need the views in order to make, you know, more seasons, which is sad, and it's something that I should change, because I really want to see more seasons of some things. But a lot of the animes that I do watch, like, they're already, you know, they come out a while ago, or they come out, you know, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? I'm late. But yeah, this is honestly my favorite for many reasons. I don't want to give too much away, but I highly recommend this one. I recommend all the ones on here. Honestly, I don't recommend you watch this one first though, because see, what happened with me is I was always on the hunt. I'm always on the hunt for better, newer, you know, not necessarily newer, but better animes to watch. So I think if you start the you know, the bar real low, when you do watch ones like Dakaichi or Super Lovers, or, you know, you're like, the bar can be raised. If you go boom to the top, the only way you can go is down, you know what I'm saying? So you want to kind of start at the top. And that's why I reckon that Junjo Romantica and Sakaichi Hatsukoi, I recommend that, you know, you start with them first because they're classic, they're good, they're, you know, they all have their perks and they're great. But in my opinion, this is my top 5, so it is the ones that I rate least to highest. And Dakaichi is honestly my number 1. Obviously, I said I will do a top 10, which will be more realistic. I just wanted to get a little video out for you guys. That's another thing I'd like to apologize for, not pronouncing the Japanese words or names right. Please forgive me. I'm learning and I'm not doing too well, apparently. But yeah, so please, if you have enjoyed this video at all, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm a new channel. This is the first video I've ever done. I just want to throw something at you guys, so you kind of know what it's going to be about. Obviously, it's going to get better than this, hopefully, because, I mean, it can't get worse, right? I mean, I could have, you know, took this video over and over and over again, but I don't really want to mask my true self. This is kind of who I am, a little bit awkward. But, so yeah, that's really what I wanted to do, and I really hope that someone can comment, you know, some new animes to watch, because this is the goal of my channel, to make friends, make a family of subscribers, to help share insight on animes, which would be awesome, and I look forward to it. So yes, again, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time I upload. Bye.